Hey, good morning, everybody. Trying to get my freaking screen the right way here. There we go. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Sorry about the couple minute delay there. David, Nikki, Infinity, Aaron, Everett, Larry Jackson, Altero PD, John, Merle, Nikki, Dawn, John, Anderson, Alan Anderson, two A names. Sorry. Kimberly, my lovely wife. Good morning. Perry, don't recognize your name, but morning. Yeah, morning to all the vets. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, the sacrifices you've made to keep us doing what we do here in the United States. And I just, I was going to go that route, but me and the military had a disagreement and we didn't end up doing that. So anyway, I spent 3 years in Air Force ROTC and at the University of Tennessee. Even spent a summer in Lackland in Texas. Anyway, Dex, Craig, JB, Jeremy, Suzanne, Ryan, Sergio, Tim, Francois, Gary, Ray, Valerie, Lee, Pat. Wow, lots of people today. Hawk, Cliff, Jan, George, and I forgot my headphones. Awesome. And so my sound needs muted. Rizio, Shane, Ray, Brian, Tara. Good morning, everybody. If you want to chat with me like all these fine folks saying good morning, click the link right over here, my little logo. Be a subscriber on the channel. A few seconds later, you can chat with us. Now, if you want notifications every time I go live, you got to click the bell down below with the little doodads. And if YouTube thinks this is content you'll watch, then you'll get alert for it. And a way to make sure that happens is to like thumbs it up and interact with the video, chat with us, and watch more than one. And then YouTube will do its thing and you'll get alerts. So anyway, we got the red day yesterday, didn't we? And the I guess the thing in the morning, the thumbnail and title, you're right here. The reverse repo from the Fed dropped below $1 trillion. We're down to $993 billion in the reverse repo for the first time since early 21. That's pretty wild. Topped out about $2.5 trillion, and now we're back down below $1 trillion, and coming down at a steep pace. So we may see this come down. Now, the curious thing here, though, we had J.P. Morgan announcing that $40 billion loss earlier in the week, and it's rainy and cold out, so I have my sweatshirt on. We had J.P. Morgan, another bank blew up, last week, and we had almost $4 billion borrowed from the Fed's emergency lending program, the Bank Term Funding Program, hitting a new high at $113 billion borrowed right there. So what's reverse repo? It's where they pay you to park money instead of it's a funny little thing. You'll have to read about it. I don't have time to go through the whole thing here. But they basically pay you overnight interest to park your money with the Fed. Instead of lending to other banks, you can park it at the Fed and earn a higher rate. They were paying a lot of money on this too when we hit $2.5 trillion. Actually, this whole time we were up in here, they were paying a ton of interest. Like up to I think it was, I'm gonna say it was like $30 billion a day they were paying in interest out to banks when they had like $2.5 trillion up here, or over $2 trillion. Now that we've sucked it back down, we're definitely blowing that money out less. And that's all money from the Federal Reserve. So I don't know. Anyway, this one's more interesting to me. This is that interest-free loan thing to make the balance sheets of banks work. And look, this is the biggest weekly draw since like June right here. So right when we were having all the issues, now we just had another red flag right down in here. So that's may have more bank issues. I've said over and over, this wasn't over. This thing is not over. So caution is advised. I didn't plan on going through the reverse repos, so I can I can talk about that more next week when I prepare. I didn't prepare anything to flash up here, so it'd be kind of boring. And interest rate payments on debt, as I talked about yesterday, busting through $1 trillion. So that's no bueno right there. And that's the that's treasuries right there. That's interest on treasuries. So yikes. We've got there's obviously a banking and debt problem brewing. And when does it come to head? That's a good question. It's a very good question. They're sucking this out as fast as they can so to give it room for the next crisis, because there's probably one brewing. I have a feeling we got one brewing. And the DGS2 right here always disconnected me. DGS2 right there. This is when the orange gets above the blue, we almost always have a financial crisis. Happened back here. Happened back here. You see, in 2006, we crossed over. 7, 8, and everything burned down. So we even did it at the .com bubble. When the orange crosses over the blue, watch out down below. Now, I speculated early this year, like February, that we may see it go sideways for a little bit, then the blue cross back above before we get to the actual financial crisis, which, I mean, I keep talking about this bank problem brewing. Like, we could, this, and I didn't draw it for time, but we could see this come on up into 2025. And the blue could cross back over. We could slowly raise some interest rates with the Fed until out into 2025, maybe 2026, and then we get the big crisis. And that one could last, it might be like one of those lost decade things where the S&P doesn't come back to that point for 10, 20 years even. So it's brewing. It's brewing in the interest rates. It's brewing in the S&P's chart. It's brewing out there. We got just a little tiny pullback yesterday. Just a little bit. It's kind of funny. That looks like an echo so far. This little pattern and this little pattern so far. Be careful of a retrace and break lower. That could take us on down. Could take us to the roadmap line. Could take us down here. Be careful out there. All right. And what does the chart look like on Aura? We could pull it up real quick. AURA. I mean, not great. That's a bioscience, biotech. Leave that crap alone. It's a pretty trash chart. Now they could know something like that they're gonna get a FDA approval or something like that and be buying, but 1.5 million is not much, really. I mean, you're only talking about $10 million worth of shares. Anyway, I mean, for us normal people, that's a lot of money, but for people that run insiders, well compensated CEOs and stuff, and they could have just been buying their stock options. So where are we at? That's the question, right? What do we need to watch today? Well, look at that, right into the zone, and turned right down. Couldn't fill the gap. Pushed us right back down. Well, somebody knew that was going to happen. Anyway, we may go test the roadmap line, but this retrace may have been all we needed to pop back up. Not for certain at the moment, at this juncture, what we got cooking. We have a little bit of green so far. This could pull down here. This could go up here. I just kind of speculated where it might be when I drew it. We'll see if that actually tops out there. We could see a pullback for Head and Shoulders, or we could just be on the way up and we top out here and then get the bigger pullback. Or we could just not do that. I mean, it's entirely possible we just don't do that. So there you go. That's ES right now. Overnight action. If we zoom on up, we made kind of a higher low, moving up. That's sort of a three-wave move so far. Go like this. You can see we're at the 1272. If we stop here and turn down, that'll be continuation lower. And this kind of gives me caution too, because this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, 3-wave retrace. That wouldn't be good. Starting out with a 5 down, 3 retrace, we could get continuation lower. Hey Sledge, good morning. So be careful out there. 50% sitting right there, just right above where we topped out on that 8:30 candle. And which, it's almost 9:30 now, 2 minutes away. And then we have 43.90 at the 618 right up there. If we break back below this low here and this low, I mean, really this low, this is the key low. This was the lowest low. We break back below that one, we're getting continuation down. 4,300 likely. That's the daily roadmap line. Right down in here, right around 4,300. Probably where we're going. And the S&P 500 is 4,300, pretty much right on the dot, right there. 42.98, right in the middle. Could go on down, even lower. And the 618 retrace of this whole move up, all the way down here at 4,200. So we could see, if it doesn't stop the roadmap line, 4,200 could be the place where we go. So, there you go. I don't really watch, I watch some insider buying. Usually it's patterns. Like if they buy and buy and buy and buy and buy over several weeks, something's brewing. Like I saw that in Riley, B. Riley. This one back in March. You can see what they're doing now, but back in March, they were buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. I haven't really watched it. I bet they sold, but they knew they were going up. So you got to watch for pattern buying, like a whole bunch of buying. And when the stock goes a little bit lower, they buy more. And when it goes lower, they buy more. And more insiders buy more. And you get more, not just one person. That's usually when it does something like that. Now it's broken down, and this one may be heading lower. But this one does pay a ridiculous. Look at 13% right now. It was 11% when they were up here. Now it's 13% dividend yield. Anyway, I don't really place much weight on insider buying. I mean, unless it's a pattern, like I said. Like if you see a lot of insider buying in a pattern, that usually means something's up. But most of the time they're not that clear about what they're doing. S5FI still consolidating. I do still expect to pop above 80 before we go below 20. NASDAQ back to that breakout point. Holding really well. Holding, and showing a little bit of green this morning. We may break on out. And the correction may be over. We did the 8 green days in a row. We didn't get a ninth, and now we can go again. Pattern resets. Russell continued to consolidate and hasn't gotten the next move up yet. This is starting to look more of a corrective type situation. Less of a need the fib line, not the other line. It's right to the 618. This is looking more like an A, B, possibly a C, and then we could get continuation lower. Caution. Not clear. Not overly clear at the moment. This wasn't a good 5-wave up in the small time frames. Zoomer up, Buttercup. So we didn't really have a clear 4 or 5. There was a bunch of chop here, a big move up. We didn't get the 645. We just got a big deep retrace. Now it possibly could be maybe just not clear in there, and this could be the 618, and this could break out, and that could be a 1, 2, 3. I mean, this could be a measured bounce setup if we break back above right here. 1733 ish, 1735 if you round it off. Then we are likely to see a move up to at least 1831. At least. All right. That was a pretty nice setup, actually. But we may stop out. I mean, we may stop on the move right there. And let's see if that lines up. Oh, it lines up with the roadmap line. Look at that right there. Craziness. It's funny how these all come together. Now, we may stop at the roadmap line. And if we did, that's a 3-wave up. And we may go down small caps. That's IWM if you're unsure what I'm talking about. And CO is still a potential buy for me if we break above 78. I've got my alert right up there around 78.15, 78.15, 78.50. And I don't just want it to spike up and reverse me. Like, I'm going to be looking for a daily close up in here to go long. So it's not just like, don't come, hit me up in Discord like, are you buying right now? It's breaking through. Like, I'm probably not. Or if I am, I'm buying like 1 or 2 contracts, just a very small position. I'm not going to be like loading the boat just on a break, because this thing can reverse and rip it right on down. Like, next support layer down is down here around 70. So, alrighty. GC looks like it's continuing its slog down to the roadmap line, as expected. Now, I should talk about the fact that we could see an extension to this 1924 area, which would be the 50% retrace of that move up, 50% retrace. The 618 down here at 1901, we could very well see that. Also, if we do, that's a measured bounce potential setup right there, and it could be a power move, could set up for a power move. So measured bounce is my power move. That just means a move up, a 618 retrace, hold, break back above resistance, and we get extensions. That extension, 2100, 2150 for that next move, which is right dang near the target that I've held. And if we get super excited, 2200. So this is all starting to line up if we did a measured bounce right here. I am holding GLD calls out to 2020. I got one for next year and some more for 2025. BTC, this is Bitcoin futures. We tagged right up there that first initial target, 38,000 yesterday. Then we got smacked down, did a retrace, and got a nice rally into the close. And then lo and behold, news hit that an Ethereum spot ETF application was filed by BlackRock, and Ethereum went a little crazy, and Bitcoin started going crazy too. And you can see what happened there. And we tagged the prior high, but we have rejected it so far, haven't broken out. If we can get above the prior high, 2,300 and 2,315 is the target. I'd go 2,300, be conservative. And then 2,500 above that. So I've held that for a while. We did the breakout, and here it goes. It's like 70% likely to go tag that. Getting a little rejection. We may consolidate for a few days before we pop 2,300. So there you go. Dollar chopping around. Still likely to drop on down and tag that roadmap line, at least, if not break below and head down here. Stuff moving for today. MSTR. Oh, it tagged 532. Man, sometimes I get lucky on these calls. Look at that. I know, was it Laura? Laura, I know you took advantage of that. Anybody else take advantage of that one? I did not. I don't particularly care to trade MSTR for whatever reason. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Like, I've called it perfectly twice in a row. And Now, retrace back to the 100 before we get the extension to 616 would be the expectation. It does not have to go to 616. That's only like a 40% likely thing. This was the 70% likely, and it did it. I mean, look at that. Perfect. Perfect little tag. Even poked through a little bit. So if you were going for that, you could have gotten it. Hope somebody out there got it besides just Laura. But, I mean, congratulations, Laura. That was awesome. Good job. Good job. Good job. I think that's supposed to be ASML, not SAML. My horrible typing. In a hurry. And we're just parked right there. So right now that's an ABC up off the lows. And somebody left a comment yesterday that they thought it was going to break out. But look, this is a corrective structure right there until we start getting above this right there. Be careful. That can get continuation right down here to that 618. Then, I mean, look, then we have the big move up, the retrace to the 618. Then it could be a power move up, but highly cautious right now because that's a proportional 3-wave corrective move. Easily see it drop back down here. So even if we got a 4-5 to a higher high than we've had, just the local higher high, and we're still likely to get a 618 retrace there before we go higher. So this is highly likely to see more downside before we get a bigger move up. It doesn't mean it won't happen that way. I mean, we could just blast on out, but be careful. Be careful. If you're the one that left the comment, be careful, please. For the love of your money, please be careful. SMCI, the account you saved may be your own. Somebody tagged me on X yesterday and said the account I saved was their account. I didn't save it. I didn't touch your account. You're the one that saved it. SMCI, not overly bullish yet. And if we were to dip back, that would kind of make a head and shoulders there and a head and shoulders potential here. It's kind of looking soft while NVIDIA is looking a little stronger. And if I could type the right ticker, we could look at it. See how strong NVIDIA is looking? Potentially going to break out and go for the target at 532, possibly 571. While SMCI is looking a bit more lackluster. You may see a deeper retrace. Sony getting a nice little pop off of the big drop yesterday, but that's still bearish, and I still expect it to drop on down probably. DOCS still below the roadmap line. That's still bearish. Be careful. And just because it's popping this morning doesn't mean that that's any kind of bullish. That can just be, and so far that's 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3. May get a 4-5 right up into the, this is 1, 2, 3. Could get a little 4-5 up into this $26 area and then a lower low. TSM. We're going to move in fibs instead of moving the chart. Could be done on the correction. Yeah, we got to break above this to go higher. I'm not interested till we're back above 103. We're looking for 116, 125 on the upside resistance. Coin. Come on, baby. Get continuation. Breakout. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Please. Don't trade on hope. This is a chart pattern that looks very, very good for breaking out, but we've got to do it. We actually have to get above 115. If we do, this 160 area looks pretty likely. 150, 160, maybe even 200. So, hey, Jamal. Morning. Glad to have you. AMAT potentially bouncing, but we do have to get above this high over at 150 to get the extensions to 160, 170, possibly even higher. So this did have a big head and shoulders down here. If that plays out, we could see 190 potentially. That'd be pretty sweet. SMH, hey, bouncing, breaking above. That if we get a daily close up here today, above that gap fill. See this little gap fill right here. This little gap down. We get a close above that, probably going to 166, 174 on the upside. Pretty sweet there. Our CEO could see lower. That's med tech specialty. I mean, that's biotech, medical specialty, all that med tech, biotech stuff. It's all, be careful. I just labeled all biotech because FDA approvals or denials or rulings or whatever can just wreck these chart patterns just all of a sudden. So be careful on that. DEO. Oh, baby. Ouch. Right down in the support. That's what I'm talking about. Like, see that 1, 2, 3 wave up? Right there. I don't remember which one it was a minute ago. I was looking at that one. Docs. That can do the same freaking thing. Be careful. Be careful. I mean, that. Yeah, yesterday at the close, you're like, hey, I'm doing pretty good, 160. This morning at the open, you're like, holy fork, what happened? I'm down 15%. Be careful. TTD. Ouch. There's another one. Shots fired. How low can she go? Support's down here at 40. That's like 30% off, but then you got to make 50% back to get back up to here. Be careful. It's not being wrong. It's going to cost you the money. It's staying wrong. If you stay wrong all the way into the lows, even a lower low, it's going to cost you time. It could cost you time to wait for it, and there's no guarantee it ever comes back. And you could put that money to work other places. So ILMN, ouch, lower low. Who could have seen that coming? How low can she go? Long way down. That looks pretty much like a dumpster fire at this point. I mean, support at 82. So be careful on that one. Be careful. Roasting, baby. That's a dumpster fire of a chart. It's not, the company may be fine. They may, there's a biotech too. So also biotech. Company may be fine. I mean, they billions of dollars, make money. It's not like other biotechs, but something's going on here. And I think yesterday I inadvertently said Ozempic was Eli Lilly. It's Nova Nordisk. Wegovy is Eli Lilly. I think I got them backwards yesterday. Apologize to anybody that maybe got mixed up in what I was saying. GLP-1 drugs, between the two companies, Lilly and NVO, LLY and NVO. TKO, that looks like she's going to go lower. Potential 1, 2, 3, 4. We could get a fifth down. How far could the fifth down be? Could be down to 70. And then that would likely be just the wave 1. Probably get a 618 retrace. And then I move down into this $50 area. Maybe something like, we get the, unless it just, we'd probably pull back up here and then get the next move that goes down this. See how close I got on my fib line. Little ambitious there. Yeah, I got it closer with the actual. Yeah. Right there. $50, $60 area. If it extends to the 1272, it'd be the $50 area. So be careful on that one. Does it have to do that? No, it doesn't have to do that, but definitely be careful. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it pushes on down to 70, it pops up, finds resistance at 96, probably coming down to 50, 60 area down here. WYNN. That's getting a bigger retrace. Support down here at 77 area. I mean, we could stop here, but it'll look better if we go down to 77. Groupon. I don't know how this company's still going. Are they losing money still? Yeah. How do they stay in business? My gosh, man. This one's probably going bankrupt. I don't foresee them being able to stay in business. Man, all the fib lines drop off the chart. That one's probably going bankrupt. I joined the Bed Bath & Beyond. AMC is probably going bankrupt. A-Nut. Yeah, right up to the targets. Blasted right on through my target. That was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Where to next? Not sure. I mean, we can, if it holds here, moves on up, 229, 238, but coming back to the roadmap line, look, I mean, it just does it in a couple days. That's what we're likely to see after a little bit of chop. And it may take it a little while. Like it may do one of these where it retraces. You're like, all right, we're going higher. No, nope. So it may retrace, go back up, and then suck down to the roadmap line. PALL. Whew. Dang. Another physical palladium, huh? Down to the 2618. That's pretty wild. 3618, 65 would be next. Let's take a diversion. Where's my metals? Got them on here somewhere. There they are. Oh, that's platinum, palladium. There we go. Yeah, dang, wow. Whew. It might be heading back to the 865 where I drew the line. That's where we bottomed out during 2018. Yeah, we're already way below the COVID low. Man, it's pretty wild. Yeah, see you, Rungamer. Have a good day, my man. Platinum taking a bath too. Tell you what, we get back down to 500 on platinum. We'll buy some platinum coins. Yeah. I got some platinum I got back in 2003. I hadn't been back down there. We get back down to 500. Load it up. Anyway, back over to Unity. Well, shareholders have not been too happy with. Oh, look at that head and shoulders played out right there. Tag the bottom. Oh, this could be the bottom now. Could we get an extension to the 1618? Sure, 2050. That could be the bottom though. Shareholders not too keen on the new pricing structure either, I guess. Not bullish on. If you didn't know, Unity decided they were going to charge developers for every install of software that they created using the Unity platform. It's a video game creation platform, video game and 3D virtualization. And so some of these developers were looking at their costs all of a sudden being millions of dollars for all the installs they've got for their licensing. And apparently that's not, a lot of people decide to use a different platform, like the Unreal platform and stuff like that. And shareholders didn't respond too favorably to this either. So, ouch. Plug. Oh, who did I warn? Somebody was asking me about plug being a bottom before. I was like, nope. 1618. Right there it is. Could that be a bottom? It could. Is this a complete dumpster fire? Yeah. Be careful on this thing. Right there. Be careful. Oh, that's not the dumpster. That's the dumpster. And it's not going to play. Awesome. Cool. There it goes. Flip side. Cool. Thanks, Shane. We're doing another VIP session coming up in January, too. And glad to have everybody. We'll expectation for the day. Yeah, I need to do that real quick. Let's hit that. And not entirely sure. Let's be serious here. All right. Let's be serious for a second. That can get continuation down here. It is not clear to go higher. It is not clear to go lower. Thanks for giving me all the love, everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you liked anything I said here today. And be careful out there today. We can see continuation lower, even though we got a little relief rally overnight here. A relief rally into the open. We didn't hit the roadmap line, and we could get a deeper 618 retrace. So I think we've got potential for more downside. Downside a little higher probability than upside. We could extend on up into that resistance zone on the simple chart right here, into the key resistance. We very well could. That little recharge could be all we needed to push up in there. Please be careful. Please, please, please. Nothing's resolved. Nothing's clear. I mean, look, we're just consolidating in the same place we consolidated before. We came up, we kind of stalled out for 3 days. We got a little red day. It wasn't even a big red day. I mean, it felt horrible, but it was fast and bigger than the last couple days. But in the grand scheme of things, it was not a big red day. So we're just still stuck right here. Be careful. All right. Please be careful. Please be careful with your money. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. I think I forgot the disclaimer. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get it right again. This presentation was supposed to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. So, all right. Be careful out there. The account you save may be your own. I'll be in Discord. If you want to join me, links in the description. Well, I got that link fixed too. If you tried to click it and it messed up, somebody told me yesterday and I got it fixed. So there you go. $5, 3 months. I'll see you later.